day in the life of Mr. Plant. He wakes in his void and makes himself breakfast. Usually, he doesn't have anything on his calendar and so he gets to read, but not today. Today he has a visitor. Mr. Plant doesn't care much for them, but even introverts need company once in a while.
I got your DNA results back. You're half banana leaf. You know, I'm 1/16 banana, and we go through a lot of struggles. You know, some people think we're like, together. Isn't that crazy?
Mr. Plant fantasized about bashing Argos' head in, watching the blood seep into his shoes and onto the Mr. Plant has been here for a while. He debates the existential existence of life, knowing tomorrow will be the same. Some days Mr. Plant likes being seen, being watched. But some days he doesn't. Wednesday is Mr. Plant's favorite day of the week because now he can do what he always wanted to, watch television.
Please don't kill me. I have a wife and kids.
He likes dark comedies best, but sometimes he gets commercials.
Did you want a star? Well, now you can have one for only $1. What are you waiting for? Come on over.
Mr. Plant hated the Moon Man's fake accent, but the stars looked awfully nice.
Are you here to buy a star? Only $1? With that you can only buy a sad star. Don't you want a happy star? Happy stars are only $9.99.
If the Moon Man didn't stop talking soon, Mr. Plant would make him.
You know, you're a terrible person, coming to space with only $1 when you knew they were $9.99. Take it, take your measly little star and get out. And be careful, because the edges are sharp. Wait.
The star is ruined.
Mr. Plant?
As if Mr. Plant's day couldn't get any worse.
Mr. Plant, I saw this on TV and I thought of you.
Maybe Argos isn't so bad all the time.
I was thinking maybe we could go stargazing or...
Mr. Plant returns to the TV. Another successful Wednesday. Monday with Mr. Plant. Most Mondays Mr. Plant sleeps in. But after Argos gave him a star, he promised he'd help him out at his job. Argos has the most terrifying job ever, childcare.
They're really sweet. I have to run some errands, so if you could water them and play them their Hopscotch Man audiobook and prune them, that'd be amazing. I'll be back before their parents get here. You'll do great.
Mr. Plant hated children, but he supposed watering was easy enough.
The Hopscotch Man was terrified of all the
Maybe they weren't all terrible.
I wondered if there was any way he could get along with...
On second thought, maybe these brats needed to be taught a lesson.
I'm back, and I brought some food. Flowers? Flowers?
Outside of the void, Mondays are always terrible, so Mr. Plant doesn't count today as a loss. Plus, children weren't so bad when they were quiet. Thursday with Mr. Plant. This Thursday Mr. Plant is watching television. Argos has a new job.
If you have a void driver's license, you can go to all sorts of wonderful places, like the beach, or the mall, or the butcher's, all well within your grasp.
Mr. Plant has always wanted to explore the void, and this Thursday he has plans to make it happen.
Are you here for a void driver's license? Do you have identification? This'll do. You're half banana leaf? Banana leaves can't drive, you're gonna fail. Sit over there until I call your name.
Mr. Plant sat and waited for what felt like an eternity.
Plant, mister. Keep driving slow. I'm gonna need you to make a right turn up here.
Mr. Plant couldn't help but think about the clock's comment from earlier. It filled him with a burning rage. What did this clock know about him and his driving experience?
Burn right!
Well, this time it was an accident. Mr. Plant figured it isn't much of a loss, after all, with a television. You can visit far-off worlds without leaving your void. Plus, now he can keep time. A day in the life of Argos. Argos wakes in his void and does his daily manifestation. He's been here a while. After doing his manifestation, he sits down to observe his shrine.
It's perfectly normal to have a shrine of your best friend, even if that best friend got you fired from your job. My therapist told me so. He's a man of few words.
Argos was fired from his last job, so now he's a mail carrier.
Hello, Void Postal Service. Do you have any mail for me to deliver? Hello, Mr. Plant. I just wanted to tell you that there's no mail for you today. Great talking to you. We'll go stargazing soon.
Argos didn't feel bad about keeping the letter. After all, some things are meant to be. And some things aren't. Sunday with Mr. Plant. It's 3 a.m. and Mr. Plant can't sleep. Mr. Plant doesn't remember leaving the TV on.
Come in. You're my 315.
Sit down, and welcome to Dream Co.
Mr. Plant had no idea if he was asleep or awake.
It seems we have a problem. We've been sending you nightmares all week and haven't gotten so much as one cold sweat. So, we're going to run some tests. Look into that box and I'm going to show you some horrifying creatures and we'll see how you react. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 97, 98, 99, 100. Now don't lose your temper with me, young man. Just because I'm a telly doesn't mean you can be disrespectful.
Mr. Plant was tired of the telly. Time to go home.
Fine! Ignore me! Young people these days. Mr. Plant, you punched your TV.
Drat. Sleepwalking again.
If you're wondering what I'm doing here, I was just passing through. Nothing weird.
Mr. Plant debated whether or not to sleep. After all, Sunday is the day of rest, and his calendar was suddenly free. Tuesday with Mr. Plant. Today Mr. Plant has a job interview. After all, he needs money for a new television. This part of the void deals with issues via the phone.
Mr. Plant, I'm ready for you. We'd love to have you, but unfortunately all our call booths are full. We'll call you if there's an opening.
Hey, what are you looking at?
Mr. Plant loves his new job. A soul in need.
Hello? I just wanted to call because I'm all alone. You know, I never thought I'd be alone, but I guess if you have someone to talk to, you're really lucky.
Mr. Plant didn't know what to think. Maybe he was lucky to have someone to talk to.
Can you help me find a friend?
Mr. Plant, you're in my void. I was about to watch television if you wanted to join.
Mr. Plant was happy. It was a very productive day, and nobody got hurt. Well, nobody important. Christmas with Argos. Some things are rarities in the void, like holidays and stars, but after an invite to spend the holiday with Mr. Plant, Argos is suddenly in the festive spirit.
Very Christmassy.
Argos wants to get Mr. Plant a present, but his luck is fading fast.
You're all out? You're the third salesman I've gone to. Mushrooms aren't that much demand? Fine! And a happy holidays to you too. Is that clock for sale?
Argos headed to Mr. Plant's house with the perfect present.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Plant. I got you a new clock. I'm sorry I'm late. Oh. Merry Christmas, Mr. Plant.
It was a very Merry Christmas after all. Saturday with Argos. Argos has many jobs, like carrying mail and babysitting, but one he takes with pride is head of the welcoming committee.
Oh, hello! Welcome to the Void. Why do you have a present on your head? I mean, why hide your head with a present? Now, I'm curious about what might be inside. I know, it's none of my business.
Even while babysitting, Argos couldn't get the present off his mind. What could they be hiding? A telephone, an old boot, a smile.
Hi, Mr. President. I brought you a welcome gift, an ABC book. I'm sorry about this.
With the present knocked out, Argos finally had the chance to figure out what's under the mask. Perhaps it wasn't a mask at all. Argos returns home, unable to forget what he just saw. Luckily, Mr. Plant can help clean up the mess. Valentine's Day with Mr. Plant. Of all the days of the year, Valentine's Day is Mr. Plant's least favorite, and for once the television made everything worse.
Need a gift for this year's Valentine's Day? At the Heart Shop, we have a variety of gifts perfect for your one true love.
Mr. Plant went on a walk to clear his head, but the commercial seemed to follow him.
Need a gift for this year's Valentine's Day?
Unfortunately, Mr. Plant ended up in the last place he wanted to be.
Welcome to the Heart Shop. Are you having a good Valentine's Day?
Unlike Mr. Plant, Argos loved Valentine's Day.
Mr. Plant? Mr. Plant?
Argos returned home. What a terrible Valentine's Day.
Mr. Plant, you're here. I went to look for you at your void. You got me a Valentine. Does this mean we're more than friends? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna put this somewhere for safekeeping, and I'll be right back. Right back.
Mr. Plant hated Valentine's Day, but sometimes you put aside your feelings for people you care about.
Happy Valentine's Day, Mr. Plant.
Plus, this way he got to kill two birds with one stone. Friday with Mr. Plant. Most days Mr. Plant likes to stay at home and watch television. However, due to Argos his schedule is now overfilled. From painting to babysitting, most of Argos's plans were excruciating, but occasionally he had a good one.
We have to go. It's only the best place to meet the friendliest mushrooms. Bring a coat because it's cold, and I'll bring a picnic.
This part of the void is the coldest, and only some creatures can live here long.
I think we should split up. We'll be able to find more friends for the picnic.
Argos was good at making friends, most of the time.
Hello, I'm Argos. What's your name?
Ah! You scared us. You're creepy.
It's not very nice, but I guess it takes time to make friends. We're having a picnic if you want to come.
Are there cookies?
Snickerdoodle ones. Tell your friends to join us.
Mr. Plant often struggled more than Argos to make friends.
Hello. Are you alone? Well, I am. I was hoping to make more friends.
But sometimes friends just find you.
You found a blue one. They're the rarest. The orange ones taste the best. And don't worry, I found the meanest ones. They deserve it. What are you waiting for?
Mr. Plant preferred slow days, but sometimes it was nice to have a busy one. Plus, he found a new friend to take care of. Monday with Argos. Argos's schedule is often busy on Mondays with his various jobs. From carrying mail, babysitting, and occasionally blackmail, Argos is always on top of things. After his old therapist dried up, Argos was forced to relocate. Although some Void residents were uncomfortable with his therapist, Argos was happy to be heard.
I just don't understand. I thought meeting the friendliest mushrooms would show Mr. Plant that we're more alike, but he just seems more distant. What do I do to impress him?
Argos's new therapist didn't say much, but he knew they were listening.
I think they're a pretty good therapist. They don't say much, but they're a great listener. We should do something fun this weekend. I heard the warmest part of the void has an ocean. We could go hunt dolphins.
Argos went through his daily routine, wondering what could be wrong with him.
I'm just really starting to wonder, am I boring? Does he not like me? I could really use your advice because you're the only creature I've told everything to. Let me see these.
In that moment, Argos realized his therapist hadn't been listening at all. Argos rushed to Mr. Plant's house, determined to tell him how he felt.
Sorry to drop in on you like this, Mr. Plant. I just want to let you know that I know I'm not particularly hardcore, but I'm trying my hardest to impress you and maybe even terrify you a little bit, and I'm really sorry, and I'm gonna try harder. What are you staring at?
Happy birthday, Argos. Today is Argos's birthday. In the past, Argos's birthdays were terrible and ended with him alone. This year would be different because this year he had a boyfriend.
So today's kind of a special day, so I was thinking I could cancel my babysitting job and we could look for a pet. Are you free? Oh, well, we could do something tonight. He didn't even remember my birthday. I just don't understand. Does he not care? I'm getting to rethink our entire relationship. Okay, I'll read you a story now. I just need to get it out.
Argos took his babysitting money to get a treat.
One ice cream, please. No, you don't understand. It's my birthday, and my boyfriend forgot all about it, and I worked all day. I need this ice cream, please.
What a terrible birthday.
Fine.
Argos went home disappointed.
Oh, you did remember. You didn't have to get me anything. A pet rock? Thank you, Mr. Plant.
Argos had never had a better birthday.
I don't even know what to wish for.
Staying healthy with Mr. Plant. Today, Mr. Plant and Argos were supposed to visit the beach, but unfortunately fate had other plans.
I think one of the kids I babysit got me sick. One of them was definitely hiding something yesterday, and I really want to go to the beach today too.
Mr. Plant had never seen Argos look like this.
If you could pick up medicine for me from Void Pharmaceutics, I'd really appreciate it.
Mr. Plant headed to Void 13 to find something at the pharmacy that would help Argos.
Welcome to Void Pharmaceutics. Are you looking to treat a cold? I have the perfect cure for you. It's called Vitamin Z. It cures nausea, aches, pains, vomiting, and existential dread.
Mr. Plant had never doubted the Void's healthcare system.
That'll be $3,000.
Mr. Plant counted to 3 in his head. After all, he had no good reason to hurt the tomato. He was simply doing his job.
You have to understand, not everyone gets to be healthy. Some people get sick and die. That's just the way the Void works.
That wasn't very nice.
Mr. Plant, you're back. Medicine. And you brought me soup. Just what I needed. Thank you, Mr. Plant.
Mr. Plant watched Argos, wondering if he did the right thing. Well, at least he had a good reason. Camping with Argos. After a long day of carrying mail and babysitting, a television alert was a welcome break from Argos's monotony.
Alert! Alert! Officials are warning residents of Void 241 to stay inside and away from a dangerous creature that might look like this. However, Void News will offer a romantic trip to Black Beach for an official photo of the creature.
We're going camping in Void 241.
Argos and Mr. Plant set up camp near the sightings. while Argos tried to keep the romantic trip a surprise.
So I was thinking, if you set up the tent, I can go look for firewood. With my camera.
Argos searched in pursuit of the creature. But no matter where he went, he kept running into competition. It got dark, and Argos began to realize his search might come to a dead end. Oh, it was only a mushroom. To Argos, the creature didn't look dangerous. They looked sad.
My boyfriend and I are camping nearby, and we're gonna roast marshmallows if you want to join us.
Perhaps he wouldn't get a romantic beach trip, but Argos was happy to put a smile on the creature's face. Back at home, Argos was ready to settle back to his routine. Then again, a vacation is always welcome. A road trip with Mr. Plant.
And it appears the black hole is moving quickly over Black Beach headed northward.
After winning a vacation to the beach, Mr. Plant and Argos were finally on the road.
Can you drive a little faster? I really want to see the black hole in time.
Mr. Plant was trying to be careful. After all, he never passed his driver's test. Mr. Plant had hit something.
Man, we killed a man. This is bad. This is really, really bad. Do you still have that duffel bag in the back of your car?
Mr. Plant and Argos were about to cross to Void 336 when disaster struck.
It's a police officer. Let me do the talking.
Howdy, folks. Have either of you two seen a man around?
No, officer.
Well, keep an eye out. He's easy to spot because he's, a man.
Mr. Plant and Argos continued on their journey until the car wasn't budging.
It's fine. It's fine. We can walk.
Mr. Plant and Argos carried their luggage until they found a motel.
One room, please. How far away is the beach from here?
In their motel room, Argos couldn't help but complain.
This sucks. All I wanted to do was go to the beach and swim in the water and see the black hole, and now we're stuck here with the body of a man, and what are we gonna do about it? What?
Just above them, Argos could see it, the black hole. It had traveled 20 miles north right to the motel. Suddenly Argos knew how to get rid of the man.
Mr. Plant, I'm sorry I snapped at you. I'm really glad you're here with me.
Maybe it wasn't Black Beach, but Argos and Mr. Plant agreed it was the nicest trip ever. Halloween with Mr. Plant. Mr. Plant liked Halloween, but his excitement was nothing compared to Argos's.
Our place needs to be the scariest this year. I want the trick-or-treaters to be terrified. Mr. Plant, could you go get us a pumpkin to carve into a jack-o'-lantern?
Mr. Plant was happy to help and headed to the pumpkin store, but unfortunately all the stores were out.
The humans bought all the pumpkins right away. I was able to double my prices for the last batch.
Mr. Plant was on his way home when he came upon a human's house.
My husband and I love it here. The void is kind of like our home now, don't you think?
We love the void, don't we, Jimmy?
Yeah, we love it.
Surely the human family could spare just one pumpkin.
These aren't for sale. We bought them days ago before they changed the price.
We're not going to sell to some plant. We prefer the company of other humans.
Get out of here.
We don't want you here.
Go away. You're scary.
Mr. Plant returned home empty-handed.
You couldn't find a pumpkin? How are we supposed to have a jack-o'-lantern?
Mr. Plant had an idea. Mr. Plant was proud of his innovation. Happy Halloween!
Gardening in the void is a little different than other places. So today, I'm giving you tips on how to take care of 3 different plants. This flower has an eye, which means one thing. You need to assert your dominance over it. The best thing to do is to stare at it until it looks away. A walker is a flower with legs. You have to be careful because these walkers have evil in their hearts and sometimes will be driven to murder. So the best thing to do is to remind them of what would happen if they got caught. 1 to 100 years in prison. That's no joke. If you land on a heart flower, you're extra lucky because all you have to do is pay it compliments. You're so cute. You remind me of a baby panda. and it'll produce lots and lots of hearts you can give to your loved ones. And that's how you take care of... Stay back! Stay back! See you next time! I went to Void 67 today and found 3 new plants to teach you about. The tendril flower looks unassuming, but its anatomy is quite abnormal. It often uses its tentacles to pull moles or snakes into its mouth. In order to keep one, you have to cut its roots every single day, or one night you might wake up to a deadly surprise. If you're lonely, you can get a friendship flower. You can tell this flower all your deepest insecurities and it'll never hate you for them. Sometimes I think that everyone's just pretending to like me. It might be my favorite flower. If you're missing an organ, this flower can help you grow a new one. All you need to do is feed it a part of the organ you want to grow, and just like that, a new organ. The hardest part about using this plant is you have to find organ parts first. I usually have someone else get them for me. See you next time!
Mr. Plant and the Scouts. Argos is a Void Scout leader, something Mr. Plant is still against.
They're really sweet kids, and there's a list of badges we're working towards. Today we're selling cookies door to door, and the Scouts would love for you to come.
Argos and the Scouts headed door to door.
We're from Troop 1714 and we...
But they didn't have much luck.
I just know if Mr. Plant was here, they'd listen to us.
They tried one last house.
We're Troop 1714. Could we interest you in some cookies?
Come on in.
They're really good.
And we take Kath or Tex.
Wonderful. I think I'd like a box.
Argos was thrilled to be making a sale, but something was wrong.
Do you have a telephone? I know you don't like the Scouts, but I think they'd really appreciate you being here for their first big sale. We're right across the way. You could be here in seconds. Mr. Plant? Where are the Scouts? Where are they? What did you do to them?
Argos started to panic. The man was bigger and stronger than him. What could he do? Maybe the Scouts didn't get their selling cookies badge, but they were able to check another badge off the list. All 4 of them. Argos deals with death. One day, Argos received a mysterious call.
Am I speaking to an Argos?
This is he.
Have you spoken to your great-great-grandfather recently?
Not for years. Is he okay?
He passed away this morning.
What?
Argus's great-great-grandfather's house was cold and empty. Argus's family had a series of accidental deaths, and his grandfather was his last family member. They hadn't been close in years.
It's just sad. He didn't have any friends. I'm gonna be the only one at his funeral. Unless you come? Don't worry about it. It's fine. You didn't even know him.
While picking flowers for the funeral, Argos felt depressed. His grandfather hadn't been the most social, but he had been kind, and Argos didn't want to be by himself.
Would you want to come to my grandpa's funeral?
Oh, I didn't really know your grandpa.
You know, selling flowers when you are one is highly unethical.
The day of the funeral, Argos was filled with dread, knowing that he would be alone.
Oh.
All his friends had shown up to support him. Mr. Plant had asked them all to be there.
Thank you all for coming. It would have meant a lot to my grandpa, and it means a lot to me.
Argos was grateful to know that in these final moments, his grandpa wasn't alone.
I went to Void 42 and found 3 new plants to teach you about. The fearful flower is almost always terrified, but can always tell when something dangerous is coming along. Be it hammers, poison, or promises that can't be kept, the fearful flower will always know when something's wrong. If you want to add some protein to your diet, the meat flower can grow some for you. The meat flower grows a very specific type of red meat, and everyone has a different opinion of what it tastes like. Some people say it tastes like beef, but I think it tastes the most like human. If you want to know how to achieve world peace or make the perfect pancake, then this is the flower for you, because it knows all the secrets of the universe. It's best to offer sacrifices day after day, and maybe if you're lucky it'll tell you one of its secrets. Unfortunately, we don't speak the same language, and there you have it. 3 different... It's just Mr. Plant. You're paranoid. See you next time.
Mr. Plant is famous. Mr. Plant was watching his favorite show when the news came out.
The results are in, and the winner of Void Superstar is Mr. Plant. Thank you to all who voted for him.
Mr. Plant hated attention. Whoever nominated him better watch out.
I nominated you. You're such a great boyfriend, and you haven't attacked anyone in a really long time. You deserve it.
Looking at Argos' hopeful face, Mr. Plant decided to let it slide.
Mr. Plant, can I get a quick photo of the Void Superstar?
Mr. Plant hated getting his picture taken, but for Argos, he'd go along. Mr. Plant ran to the grocery store, but his errand was interrupted.
Mr. Plant, one quick picture?
Mr. Plant breathed in and out, counting to 10 to stay calm. Mr. Plant headed home and got in bed. Hopefully everyone would forget about him tomorrow. He could still hear the click of the cameras in his head. Or out of his head.
Hold still. These photos.
Mr. Plant tried to stay calm, but it was growing more and more difficult.
Where is everyone? We're like the only people in the restaurant. It's kind of nice.
Mr. Plant learned there was a type of fame he liked. Infamy.
I just got back from Void 137 and I found 3 of the strangest plants I have ever encountered. This flower is called the copycat flower and you have to be extremely careful around it. This flower takes its beautiful appearance by consuming other flowers near it to add to its petals. Unfortunately, you have to keep a hammer close by because flowers aren't the only thing it consumes. This flower gives great advice and can be helpful when it comes to navigating your feelings.
And your father?
I never knew him. I was raised by my great-great-grandpa.
How is he doing?
He's dead. Sometimes they get a little flustered. This is the most beautiful flower in the entire void, but being beautiful has a tough side. You have to keep a close eye on it and keep it away from other flowers, because they often get jealous and act on impulse. And there you have it! 3 of the strangest... No? No? See you next time! Today I went to Void 230 to bring back 3 of my favorite plants in the entire Void. The portal plant can grow over 6 feet tall. When it first appeared, Void citizens believed it was a portal to other realms, crossing through its black tunnel in search of a better life. We now know that the black portal is actually just its mouth. If you've lost a child, this flower makes the perfect replacement. You can play with it and rock it to sleep. However, this flower isn't for everyone and might drive some insane. To sleep. This flower looks pretty, but its sweet face is actually just decoration. You might find its real face under the surface, among the roots. Hello, I'm Argos. What's your name?
I was sleeping.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll put you back.
Quickly, quickly.
I'm sorry. See you next time.